Hello and welcome to my vlog. I think this is vlog 005. I don't know, I'll have to double check. You probably would see it like text over here. So today I'm doing things a little bit differently. I still have a topic, but I wanted to play some Mario Teaches Typing not on stream, but on the recording itself today. But I got a camera set up over here, so we're gonna transition to a regular thing later on. My microphone is over here on the side, so I don't have to move it when I transition, but hopefully it can pick up my voice really well. So, Mario Teaches Typing. It's actually the game of the week for the New Game Plus podcast.
Get set to go.
So let's see how well I can do. Oh. Why is it not moving? Ooh. 1981. Oh my god. Ooh. Hey, I'm actually doing pretty well. It's so much fun playing some of these old school games, especially when you have a whole community of people playing with you. We're all Patreon supporters of New Game Plus, and so we all get together on Discord to talk about this and compare how well we're doing. I think I'm not doing too badly, so let's see how this goes. I like the sentences better. He did not apparently have dentures made of wood, by the way. Double space, and this is me. Some intense typing over here. You can probably hear it. I don't know if I'm gonna edit that out because I'm actually a big fan of it. Hopefully, I think this is a 5-minute round, so we have a few more minutes to go. I think it doesn't register all of the things I type. That completely screwed up my words per minute. So double space after period, gotta remember that, and I'm gonna type a little bit maybe slower so that it doesn't catch any errors. 44 errors, that's pretty bad. Alright. I think I'm going to go ahead and edit out a bunch of this stuff. Cool. I think I went from 61 to 64. Whew. Typed 1100 words, not bad. If you guys like playing retro games, I suggest joining the podcast and joining me and a bunch of other people, or not joining the podcast, but starting to listen to it, and go ahead and participate. Try to write in and play the games every week, or not every week, but as often as I can. Slowed down because I started talking. Whew. 63. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and stay quiet next time and see how far I can get there. I think I have only a minute and a half left. Fingers are starting to cramp up. Got 1 more minute to go. 62 words per minute. 93 errors. That's a lot of errors. I'm not doing well today. A typing and a history lesson. I wonder if there's like a final percentage that gives you, like, putting together words per minute errors. 25 seconds, I think. Okay. $63. All right, not too bad. All right, let's get this podcast, not podcast, no, this vlog started. Alrighty then. Okay, that was my bad there. So apparently I did not turn on my remote. So today, I'm playing Mario, but today I wanted to talk to you about, I guess, keeping up with technology. Is the video a little bit dark? Ooh. Let's see if we can make it a little bit lighter. No? Alright, well, I'll have to do this in post-processing. So today I want to talk about technology. I wanted to talk about keeping up with technology. I'm gonna cut all this out, alright? And keeping up with technology. One of the hardest things to do as, I guess, a JavaScript developer is keeping up with what's the latest tech. What is the latest stuff that you should be using? What's something that you should be focusing on? What's the big deal, basically? Like, what's the big deal in the industry? And how can you stay relevant in the industry, since the industry evolves so freaking quickly? Just a few years back, Angular 1 was the way to go, Backbone was the way to go, and now we're looking at React, Inferno, Preact, Vue.js, Angular 2, Angular 4, and all kinds of other stuff. And we're looking at, Webpack being a bundler, code splitting, like all these different technologies and methodologies that did not exist just a few years back. And it can be overwhelming. There was an article, I think at the beginning of last year, called the JavaScript tool fatigue, which people just kind of shortened and they just call it JavaScript fatigue. And it had a few good points about how difficult it is to start a project now. But what people took away from it is how difficult it is to be in this field right now. And I don't really agree that it's really that difficult. I don't think everybody should, spend hours and hours every day or every week trying to keep up with technology. But it's actually not as hard as you might think. Speaking as a developer that is working on an Angular 1 application and looking into where we need to go in the future as a company, as like a tech company that evolves technologically. So one of the main things that I think is worthwhile mentioning is just that you should not be counting on learning every single technology out there. Inferno.js, it's so great that it came out. Am I going to learn it? No. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to learn it. Am I going to learn Preact? Yeah, sure. And one of the reasons for that is that if I know React already, Preact is just a few steps away from it. Am I going to learn Vue.js? Probably not. Am I going to learn, I think there was another one, Sensible.js or something like that. I can't remember. Sense, maybe. It's a framework that compiles down and does not, and you basically compiles down to self-containing components so that you don't have to have a big framework that everything depends on. And am I going to use that? I don't think so. I don't think I will. And yeah, it's just not going to happen. So looking at these things, it's easy to look at what I'm going to use and what I'm not going to use, but what's more important is why you should even use it, and that's what really tells you what you should learn. Why would I want to use Webpack? Well, code bundling. If you already know Browserify or Rollup, maybe Webpack is not the way to go. Well, maybe you want to bundle your CSS with your JavaScript. I don't know if Browserify has a good pipeline for that. I don't know if Rollup has a good pipeline for that, but Webpack does, so maybe that's worthwhile learning. But if you're not using that feature, maybe it's not worthwhile going into. Same thing with React. I mean, React is nice composable components. It's really cool, really fast. If you know Angular 1, I know Angular 1, but I already feel like the age of Angular 1 because it's starting to fall away. There's not much support from third-party libraries, and some of the new fancy things you just can't do. You're working against the system because the system for Angular 1 was built around no modularization. It was built around not using require or imports or anything like that. That's a staple of today's front-end JavaScript. And so I'm starting to feel the age, and React has so many great tools that help you with that I kind of thought to myself, I should learn React. So it's really important to figure out why you want to learn that technology and if the technology is worth learning for you, for your purposes. For me, Webpack was pretty useful to learn because of the speed it had in terms of compiling my code in watch mode. Compiling code in watch mode in Webpack is amazingly fast, and it was very slow with Gulp, and Browserify working together. Maybe I didn't figure things out correctly, but Webpack was pretty easy to get up and started with. And that brings me to my next point. All of these technologies that kind of people talk about, they're not that complicated. If you have some basic JavaScript knowledge, no, I don't want to say basic JavaScript knowledge. If you're a JavaScript senior or mid-level developer and you have experience behind you, years and years of experience, if you've used, Backbone and Knockout or Angular or anything like that, going from that to, let's say, React or even Vue.js is a little bit easier. Going from that to Vue.js is not a huge jump. It's actually pretty easy. There's a nice intro video that I saw recently that was called Vue.js under 30 minutes. And literally within 30 minutes, you know the semantics, you know the syntax, you kind of have a good idea of how you're going to build those applications. Do you know it in depth? No, but that's not really the point here. If you want to know it in depth, you got to start working with it. And you can't work with 30, 40 different technologies at a time. So it takes like 30, 40 minutes to get started with Vue.js and kind of getting a good idea of how it works and if you want to use it. Same goes with every other technology. Inferno.js, I can bet you that within half an hour, I can get the semantics down and see how it's similar or different from React and be able to use it in a production environment. Maybe not well, but I'll be able to use it. Yesterday, I decided to try out Jest, the testing framework. And within about 15 minutes, I had Jest tests up and running. Not snapshots, just basic tests to replace Mocha or Karma or whatever there is that people use. I think I used Mocha or Jasmine, like all these different frameworks, and adding Jest into the mix. I thought it was going to be like a huge time burden trying to figure out how to make it work, but it was very fast. Within 15 minutes, I had my first test written, and 2 minutes later, I had code coverage, which was amazing, which was really, truly amazing to be able to do that. I guess aside from how fast you can learn these technologies, it's also important to note that newer and newer technologies, the developers are trying to make the learning curve as small as possible so that you can get started, so you can get started working on it as quickly as possible. If you're looking at a new technology that you're kind of nervous about, like let's say Glamour, I think, is that Glamour? Yeah. Glamour is a technology that allows you to put CSS into your JavaScript, right? We've all heard about CSS inlining or stuff like that, or modularization using JavaScript. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I can almost guarantee you, and I'm going to do this, and hopefully I'll remember to report back on it on the next vlog, that within about half an hour to 45 minutes, I'll be able to get up and running with Glamour on like a sample application that I built and make it work for me. Make it work and make it not scary. All this technology is scary, and we don't have to make it that way. We can make it pleasant. We can make it pleasant to use, and we can make it pleasant to learn, and we can take away that fear of failure and just go for it and spend half an hour to make it work. Babel had like a version release with like new environment toggle, and I was like, oh man, it's gonna take forever to get it working, and it didn't. I literally took 2 minutes to do that. It took two minutes to convert my config to use Babel's new environment or env setting, preset, I guess. It's not a setting, it's a preset. And same thing goes for pretty much anything else. So on learning new technology, if you can spare half an hour once every couple of weeks, maybe, on a new technology you're excited about, spend that half an hour there, and you'll be able to keep up. Other ways of keeping up is just to figure out how that technology works, what's unique about it, and what problems it solves, and that's pretty much as far as you need to go. Like, I know how Elm works. I spend maybe 15 minutes messing around with it, so I know what I would use it for. I'm not gonna be a good developer, but that's not the point. But I can talk about it. I can hold a conversation about Elm and what it's good for and what to use it for. And I think that's kind of the important part here. Anyway, so until the next vlog, which it looks like I have now a monthly schedule, I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.